What's good, family? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Guy, and today I'm giving you my top 5 reasons as to why now is the best time to get into photography. So one of the main topics that comes up when I'm having conversations with people that are looking to get into photography is that they don't know what gear to buy, they don't know where to buy gear, they don't know how to start, they don't know when to start. And the number one thing that I say to them is that there's really never a right time to start other than now. And that's typically where the answer ends. But now I've been really doing some research and trying to figure out, why do I just say that now is the best time? So what I've done is I've come up with a list of 5 of my top reasons as to why right now is the best time to get into photography. Reason 1 is that the price to get into photography is going down. Gear has honestly never been this affordable. Even with a lot of the inflation that we're dealing with in current times, it's still pretty achievable for you to get gear for a decent cost, at least something that you can get into your hands to be able to help you start making money right away. Now, obviously, the lower your budget, the different kinds of gear that you're going to be able to get. However, don't be afraid of used gear. When I first started, my camera was used. I bought a $300 camera, and the story is so funny because when I went to go buy this camera, I didn't even have like extra money to be able to put gas in my gas tank to drive to go get the camera. So basically, I was just kind of winging it. I went to get the car, got my mom's car, I drove to go get the camera, and at the time I was living in Fort Lauderdale, and I had to drive all the way to Miramar. So if you know where like North Lauderdale area is and where Miramar is, that's at least like a 35-40 minute drive. And I drove all the way down there and back, all glory to God, because I don't know how I was able to drive that far and get it. Now, like I stated, my first camera was a Canon T5, and it only cost me $300. After that, I upgraded to a Canon T4i, which technically you would think that the T5 would be an upgrade to the T4i, but the difference was that I was able to now have autofocus in video with the Canon T4i versus no autofocus in video with the Canon T5. And that leads me into my next point. Gear has now become so much more evolved in terms of like just 5 to 10 years. Tech is now better than ever. Cameras and even smartphones offer technology that is honestly better than ever, and you can now use AI to do a lot of the things that maybe back in the day we would have manually had to do. For instance, most cameras are coming equipped with 4K out of the box. They have pretty fast or very reliable autofocusing. They have high megapixel count. They have all of these other features. A lot of them are mirrorless now. You don't have to go through the struggles of actually learning how to use a DSLR. The higher end cameras are almost just as easy to use as your typical point and shoot camera. I mean, for crying out loud, the camera that I'm recording on right now cost me $560. It's the Osmo Pocket 3. And the technology that's built into such a small package at such a low cost is crazy. Like, the value of this camera is insane. So on to point number 3. Well, at least I think we're on number 3. The demand for photography, videography, all this stuff is at an all-time high. If you have the ability to capture visual content for people, you are in demand. When it comes to business, when it comes to social media influencers, entrepreneurs, anybody that needs visual content needs you. So you just have to place yourself in a market to where you are the person that everyone wants to go to, or you just want to have enough of a demand of your services to be able to make good money. For instance, I tell a lot of photographers that when they're starting out, they can go into graduation photography, they can go into weddings, they can go into events, because these niches are going to always make money. There are always people getting married, Every semester there are hundreds and hundreds of grads that are going to be graduating, and there's going to be an event every day of the year, whether it's a birthday party, whether it's a club. No matter what, there's always going to be some kind of event going on. If you want to go the business route, the corporate route, that may be a little bit more difficult to just jump into as you're just starting, but it's still very possible. At the end of the day, it's not really about what you know, it's about who you know, and if you can provide your client or customer with a valuable product. When it comes to marketing, it's honestly never been any easier to market your services than in 2024. Or if you're watching this in 2025, 2026, it's never been easier to market your services. It's literally so simple. If you can get a camera, shoot pictures for someone or shoot video for someone, edit it, you've already done 90% of the marketing. The last thing that you have to do is post so that you can get that organic engagement. But you have to also understand, you have your traditional ways of marketing, which is technically just references. But when you really think about it, it's very easy to just go on Facebook, run Facebook ads, and when you run ads on Facebook, they're gonna send the ads to Facebook and to Instagram. So you're basically getting double of the bang for your buck. So my advice, as far as if you're trying to just now get into photography and you're trying to do it at a low cost or at an efficient cost, get together a small portfolio, get on Facebook, create some ads and run those ads. Obviously, you have to make sure you test your ads beforehand. I would recommend maybe spending like $20 a day on those ads just to see which one is going to perform the best. And then you're going to now once you figure out which one is running the best, you're going to go ahead and take that ad and you're going to blow it up. You're going to put $50 a day, $100 a day, $300 a day. Whatever you can afford, you're going to run those ads and you're gonna blast it out to as many people as you can. Now, you don't want to just blast it out to everybody. You want to make sure that you are being very specific when it comes to your market. So if you know that you do birthday shoots and most of the people that you've shot are younger people, you're gonna want to select maybe a specific age range, maybe a certain demographic as far as where they live, like your geographic location. You want to make sure that you're picking the right, I don't know what they're called. It's like little sliders on there, but you want to make sure that you're picking the right settings so that you are marketing to the right people. You want to be efficient with your marketing, and it's very, very, very easy to do. You can literally go on Facebook and run some ads. You can go on Google. You can make a Google My Business, and as long as you have a business phone number, or you can create your own website, whatever the case is, marketing is so easy to do in this day and age. And if you don't want to pay for it, if you don't have the budget to pay for it, Instagram is free, TikTok is free, YouTube is free, Snapchat is free. Like all of these pages, these social media platforms are free. You have to take advantage of them and use them to, I guess, your advantage. I know the next thing that you're gonna say is like, okay guys, so I got a camera, I got an Instagram page, but I don't know how to use this camera. Listen, don't think too hard about it, because accessibility to learning resources is so much easier than it was when I started. Literally, I used to have to scour YouTube to be able to find videos, and no one was really making like tutorial videos. They were more so just like posting their behind the scenes, and you would have to grab whatever information. Now it's like, okay, what I used to do is I would have to really watch the whole YouTube video, because you never know where that little tidbit of information is going to come from. But now YouTube has evolved to the point to where you have markers where you can see exactly what's going on in the video, or we have Reels, we have YouTube Shorts, we have Instagram Reels, we got TikTok videos. Like there are so many places where you can search for exactly what you want, versus back in the day, we had to I keep saying back in the day like I'm so old, but I started photography almost a decade ago. But you have so many resources versus back then you had to like actually know a photographer or ask a photographer that was in your area how to do certain things. So my advice to you would be, use these resources to your advantage. If you can go on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, whichever social media platform you need to go on there. I provide resources. I have a whole lighting book. I'm making this whole YouTube channel just teaching you guys and giving you guys so much game. And you know, it's really not that hard. It's just a matter of taking the time out and really dedicating yourself to getting what you want. And at the end of the day, also, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you have a question, you need to ask. I post on my story all the time. I'll get 3,000 views on my story. And I tell people like, okay, what photography questions do you have? I'm making a video on this, and this. Let me know what you want to know so I can teach you. How many people ask a question, or how many people ask the same question over and over again? Like, you have to use your resources to your advantage. Don't be scared to ask people for help. Don't be scared to, like, just reach out, go on the internet, find what you can find, and every day just try to learn at least one thing or perfect something that you learned the day before. Practice it. Like, there's just so much information out there. It's just up to you to be able to say, I want to go get it. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is the career opportunities. So as far as getting into photography, there are so many different niches. There's just so much opportunity for you to be able to come in and make some kind of money. Like, if you want to do product photography, you can literally go to Marshall's, Ross, Target, Walmart, wherever, get a product off of the shelf, and you can practice right away. Even if all you have is a speed light, even if all you have is natural light, get that product off the shelf, take a picture of it, and now you're on your way to becoming a product photographer. If you want to get into landscape photography, if you want to get into street photography, if you want to get into portrait photography, it's the same concept. Obviously, landscape and street photography are like pretty much completely free outside of the gear that you have. But when it comes to portrait photography, use your resources, use your mom, use your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your grandma, grandpa, sister, like your brother, your friends. Use all the people around you and just say, hey, let me take a picture of you. Let me take your pictures. I won't, if they don't want you to post them, don't post them. But listen, at least you got the opportunity to say, hey, today I picked up my camera and I worked toward becoming this kind of photographer so that I can now create these opportunities for myself within this specific niche. So I just want to say, y'all, start snapping today. Like, start using your camera today. If you have a camera, go ahead and use it. Like, don't be scared to go out there and take pictures of people, even if it has to be random. Like, do that. If you want to get a camera, my advice to you would be, if you're on a budget, is to go on Facebook Marketplace or go to maybe like a pawn shop or a used camera store. So there's a store called KEH, and they sell great quality used cameras. You can also go to Adorama and B&H. They sell used equipment as well. Reach out to photographers. They may have some old equipment that they're trying to get rid of. So just do what you have to do. Just do what you have to do to get to where you're trying to go. Like, that's what it all comes down to. But yeah, man, it's been your boy Guy. These are my tips on how you can get started in photography now, and why right now is the best time to get started in photography. As I always say, there's no better time than right now to get started in anything in life. And I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's go.